Hi there, I'm Frank Gerard, audiobook narrator, and I am happy to have with me the author of the book, The Incredible Life and Mysterious Death of Dorothy Kilgallen. I narrated this book, and you've heard me say this before. When you're an audiobook narrator, you don't have to like the books that you narrate, and often I don't. It's just what I do. But this book was a joy because I loved this book. I also want to say that what amazed me about this book was I thought I knew all about Dorothy Kilgallen. I thought I knew, all I thought I knew about her mysterious life and mysterious or wonderful life and mysterious death, but I really didn't know anything. I realized that as I was reading Sarah's book, because Sarah covers so much and goes into so many details about so many things that many of us just didn't know. And this is the book to read if you are interested in the JFK conspiracy, Dorothy Kilgallen, true crime, mysteries, any of this stuff. It's just fascinating. I was riveted by it. So I'm honored to have with me Sara Jordan-Heintz, author. How are you, Sara?
I'm doing great, Frank. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So, Sara, tell us, who was Dorothy Kilgallen and how, as I learned from your book, might she be connected with the JFK assassination?
I feel like a lot of people know Dorothy as a panelist on the CBS game show What's My Line, which aired from 1950. She was on the very first episode. Um, Up until the late 60s, she was on until the actual night before her death. So she was on the November 7th, 1965 episode. She was also a writer with the Hearst Syndicate. She had a column called The Voice of Broadway. She was a crime reporter, radio personality, fashion icon, and she was very well connected, knew mobsters, celebrities, politicians, and was very well positioned to get the inside scoop on a story.
Terrific. And I learned from your book that, and there's a lot of details about this, that Dorothy Kilgallen somehow may be connected to the John F. Kennedy assassination.
Yes, I absolutely believe that her drug and alcohol overdose was related to her investigation of the crime. When Kennedy was first assassinated, she, like many Americans, talked about, what a fine man he was. She and her young son had met him in the Oval Office the year prior, and just very pensive and reflective. But right after Jack Ruby shot Lee Harvey Oswald on live television, the tone of the columns changed dramatically. She's questioning security. She's questioning the Dallas police. They're changing stories on the sequence of events. The Texas School Book Depository building not being initially secured, and asking who was Oswald anyway. Very antagonistic, if you will, and that was not something Dorothy ever shied away from, was the probing and the investigation. And so she covered Jack Ruby's trial. That was kind of the second best thing with
Yeah.
Oswald done.
And in your gut, you really believe there was this huge let me back up. Do you believe that she died because of her connection and what she knew about the JFK assassination?
I do. And my book really delves into the relationship she had with Ron Pataki, a much younger man who was a reporter in Columbus, Ohio, who I believe was paid to be an informant and keep her under surveillance. And I think she found out and he killed her.
Such riveting facts in this book. I was hanging on every word and every page, and it's just fantastic. And and the detail and the research you did. How long did it take you? How many years did it take you between all the research you did and writing this book, Sarah?
Well, I really have to begin with the Midwest Today magazine article, Who Killed Dorothy Kilgallen? That came out in 2007 when I was 17 years old. And when I went to college, got a job at a newspaper. I'm a newspaper reporter by day. And so it was really during the COVID pandemic in 2020. My father, Larry Jordan, who's also an avid Kennedy researcher, he was the one who interviewed Ron Pataki. He
Yeah.
said, I think it's time. There's been other books on Dorothy. It's time for you to tell what you know and what's been researched. So spent about a year, put it on hold, had a baby in 2022, and then really hit this hard. And the book came out on Christmas Eve of 2023.
17, Sarah. You were 17 years
Half
old
my
and you're
age, really.
that's amazing. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Well, listen, to our viewers out there, I just want to urge you to get this book. It's available in hard copy. I don't, paperback and hard copy, Sarah, or just paperback?
Paperback, ebook, and audiobook.
Excellent. Okay. And you can get any of them, including the audiobook, which I'm really fond of, is you can get that by going to Amazon.com or Audible.com and just look up Dorothy. Now make sure I get the right one. I read another one before this years ago, and all I will say is I thought I knew what was going on with Dorothy. I really didn't until I read this book. This book is like it's like the gospel of Dorothy Kilgallen. God rest her soul. The Incredible Life and Mysterious Death of Dorothy Kilgallen by Sara Jordan-Heintz. And again, go to Amazon.com and you can get it there. It's very reasonable. And Sarah will be talking to you soon. Thank you so much and congratulations on your book.
Thanks so much.
Take care.